There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Leonard Cohen. I have missed whole seasons. Time has passed and all of a sudden it's 108 degrees outside. The past many months in hospitals has left us haggard and pasty-skinned. I woke up this morning and realized this time last year we were only hoping to get pregnant. The wreckage of my body after 2+ years of fertility medication and an all too short pregnancy left me ravaged. Now, my babies are fighting for their lives in 2 separate hospitals. People say life will be easier once the kids get a bit older. Mostly, I think these are people who do not have triplets born at 28 weeks gestation. I want to believe it. The reality is that every expectation I had ever had about motherhood was shot to hell, instantly. One of our sons has just survived a major stroke and his first of 13 brain surgeries. This day, as I hover over his NICU isolette, his rapidly paling skin connects with my gut, that primal maternal howl deep inside that has no words, only action. I know something far worse is wrong. I run back and forth the 2 feet between his bed and the NICU nurses frantically until they decide to transfuse him. But he is what they call a difficult stick. Every vein blows the moment the needle pierces the thin, premature skin in his arms, his feet, and finally, a vein in his scalp. I begin to lose my mind when I realize this is more than a transfusion can repair. I urge the neonatologist to call UCLA and have Cole sent back there so his neurosurgeon can evaluate. My son has a neurosurgeon. My son has a neurosurgeon. The blood test comes back just then. Cole has bacterial meningitis. How did I get here? Where is my breath? The room spins as I watch the transport team hustle in and painstakingly remove each line from this defenseless tiny creature, only to reattach him to lines on the portable isolette. As the last one is peeled off his tiny face, I motion for them to stop. Confused, they let me know the situation is dire and they cannot wait. But for one suspended moment, and for the first time, I'm able to see Cole's beautiful face. As our eyes meet, something stirs in me that I cannot describe. And I quickly snap a photo of him on my phone before the lines are sealed back on his face with endless tape strips. I think I'm collapsing. One of the nurses holds me up and points out that even though this is happening to my child now, had he been born healthy, there's no guarantee that he wouldn't suffer some other injury or insult later in life. Her intent is perspective, and it takes hold in my head, but not in my heart. The immediate threat of his death terrifies me in a way I have never before felt. The flight nurses wheel Cole out, and I run flights of stairs to the roof, desperately dragging my husband's hand behind me. Barely able to choke back my sobs, I'm relieved to see the helicopter is still there. I walk toward it as far as they allow me, clutching the flight wings pin they gave me for him, and I watch my baby fly away into the sky. I call my parents and ask them to rush to the hospital as they live a few minutes from UCLA. I cannot bear the thought of my infant son at the hospital, all alone and sliced open on an operating table. It takes us 45 minutes in traffic, though it seems like hours. Myriad obstacles seem to taunt me. Parking the car, elevators, charge nurses with charts to show me. I finally walk to Cole's post-op bed and look down at the piles of blankets surrounding his small body in a bed much too large for him. I lift the sheet and run my fingers over his belly, clear, smooth skin that I knew had been sliced irreparably underneath the large bandages there and on the back of his bald, shaved head. I feel like I'm going to crack into pieces. I'm overwhelmed and want an escape. I hadn't planned on having triplets at 40. I was uber ready for one baby, not 3. I try to take a deep breath and count to 10. But this is so far past any coping skill I know. What happens now? It breaks my heart that they bore a hole in Cole's skull. It breaks my soul to realize my limitations. I feel selfish for being limited. I want to think it will pass, like a teacup that has been broken and repaired. I hope I can be tea-worthy again, ready to have more poured in no matter the heat. You'll only see the crack if you look closely. Thank you.